everyone, welcome back to Paper Therapy with Amy. If you love all things scrapbooking, you have come to a great place. So today I'm gonna do a layout with this Take to the Skies paper from Stampin' Up. And I love this paper, but I do want to steer a little bit away from the airplane theme. I might use it a little bit because I am using pictures where my husband and I were on a airplane, but it was just a normal jetliner. So I might use it a little bit, but I do want to kind of steer towards a travel theme. So I want to use probably this sheet and then probably some of these tags and so on as well. Okay, I got my Versamats out and I will often sketch my layout. So I just bought this bullet journal. I've been sketching it on just lined paper, and then I watched a video from Chelsea, and Chelsea said that she sketches hers on grid paper, and I thought, oh, that's quite a bit smarter. I have done that before, but I just don't really have a math notebook around here. So I found this bullet journal and I thought, this is just perfect. I wish it was coiled, but I've just used this clip here. And so I've kind of sketched what I want this layout to look like, just to kind of pre-plan it for myself. So I have all the pictures here and I've kind of prepped them. Okay, I'm gonna have to pull that away in a few minutes, but I'll just leave it there for now so you can kind of sort of see what my plan is. So this is the plane, and this is right after we were picked up from the plane. So I kind of wanted to have chronological order, and this is when we went to Amsterdam. And so I kind of wanted to have like, I wrote bikes here because my plan is to pattern my own paper here or find something. I know there's a current paper pack that probably would have been pretty good, but I didn't order it, so I want to make my plan here work instead. So I think I'm gonna have some strips. So I think I want a cap on top and bottom, so I have to decide on that. And then I have this picture, which I really want to matte. And I'm wondering if I should have inverted this so that the flowers are up here because they're easier to overlap. Or I can flip this around maybe. That might be okay too. So this background and this background is going to be the map paper. So I think my plan is to add those in. So I think I'm going to just do that right away here. There we go. Okay, so this is going to go in behind here. There we go. There we go again. There and there, and then this one will go here. Remember this old paper pack? I think I might add some of this in because this kind of has like, I don't know if it's architecture layout or what it is exactly. I think it is because there's like a toilet and a sink here. I think this would look good on here though. I've cut 4 1 1/4 inch strips by 12 of the blue paper, and I'm adding it to the top and the bottom of the layout, and that will give it some continuity, like that's kind of the background. And then I'm going to add some banners across the bottom, so I'm just additioning these pieces. I wanted to go with that light blue, but it's kind of let's say a topographical map, and so I kind of wanted to save it for hiking, and I wanted to bring some of this yellow in to go with the yellow flowers and my husband's yellow hoodie. So I went with this light yellow color, and both the light yellow and the blue strips on top and bottom of the layout are from an older Close to My Heart paper pack called Urban. I'm going to work on patterning my paper. I'd like to use this Close to My Heart stamp set and this older stamp set as well. So to match the colors that I'm using here, there's a few different options that I have. And that's about all I have for the orange option. May be able to like tone it down a little bit with barn red. And then I think sapphire. And for green, I think I'll use olive. So I don't all have these in the new ones, style of Stampin' Up, but or Close to My Heart, but that doesn't matter. Okay, I do like this tricycle. So one thing I do sometimes is I use 2 inks at once. So I'll show you kind of how I do that. I just ink up in one and then another, and then I just see if that's closer. And I think that's pretty good. It's gonna lighten as it dries. So I think that's what I'm gonna go for. The colors that I'm attempting to imitate here this is copper clay. So I'm using these 2 ink pads to kind of make copper clay. Then I'm going to use sapphire to imitate native navy. And then I'm going to use olive, which is an older, close to my heart color. And to me, it's a little bit softer, but the tone is very similar to Mossy Meadow. Okay. Now I'm going to take... Let's see, I think this looks like more like a Dutch bike because it's got the little, the thing on the back where you can carry stuff. I just used this the other day. So we're gonna put that one away. And I think I'm gonna go with blue on this one. Oops, that's okay. I'm probably going to cut that off. There we go. All right, and now a smaller one would be good to fill in with. So let's see, I've got some different ones here. I've got this one. I've got this really old-fashioned one. But I've also kind of got this scooter, which is kind of cool. And, all right. All right, let's do, I had done some of the tricycles upside down, so I feel like some of these bikes have to go upside down too, to kind of make up for it, or make it similar. Spread that color out. Well, that one's kind of right overlapping, but that's okay. I'm going to cut a piece out of this, so I think it's going to be okay. I'm pretty happy with this layout, but I do find that these pictures aren't popping, especially with how busy the cityscape is in the background. So there needs to be some mats or something. So I've got this orangey color, which is, I think, very close to, this could be, I don't know where I got this, but I found it, and it really makes these pictures pop. So I'm thinking that for these two, and then possibly maybe blue for that. About a little bit of blue underneath this one. Oh, that looks good with our jeans. And I could do blue under this one as well and just have this one in the orange. It's the quintessential Amsterdam photo. This one looks good with both. And I have this bike, and this is just from my stash. So, and I do not really love how I overlap stamped there, so I am kind of hoping to cover that up a little bit. I'm wondering if I should have this bike on this side though. Just not sure if I can make it fit. This happened to be one of those layouts that I really struggled with the embellishing. So I tried really hard to make that bike fit on the far right side, but I ended up deviating from my sketch that I had drawn myself, and I didn't end up putting it there. Right now I'm working on these little houses. I got them at a craft sale one time, and I just thought they'd be cute for my Europe albums. They look like European houses to me. And as I was doing this, I thought, what if there was a little piece of yellow behind and it looked like the windows were all lit up? So it took me some time, but I glued them all down onto this yellow paper. So these videos are a little bit out of order because I took such a big pause in the middle of this scrapbook layout, but these are the two stamp sets I'm going to use for my title and my embellishments. I ended up stamping off 2, and then underneath that I have some die cut letters where I'm going to add the word Amsterdam. So just a little bit about these photos. My husband and I had the opportunity, he had a business trip to go to Europe. And so we flew out early to Amsterdam because I still have family there. My husband and I are both Dutch heritage. My parents were immigrants and his grandparents, all 4 of them were immigrants to Canada. So it was kind of cool to go back to, as they call it, the homeland. There's a couple pictures on this page of me and my cousin. I hadn't seen her in 25, almost 30 years because the last time I was in the Netherlands, I was 9 years old, and I don't believe she was in Canada since then. So it was really cool to see her again, and it was just, you know, you go to stay in someone's house that you haven't seen in a long time, you wonder how it's going to go, but we were just family and it went perfect. I went with just the insides of the outline alphabet because I thought the layout was busy enough, had enough going on that it didn't need extra on the title as well. And then I stamped out a bunch of the flowers from that stamp set that I showed you. I got that at one on the Close to My Heart closing out sale. And I thought flowers were appropriate because Amsterdam is kind of a city about flowers, mostly tulips, but they do have big tulip shows and stuff. And because there is some flowers on this page. So I just thought they'd make a nice embellishment tied in with the bikes and the buildings. So those little houses moved all around the page and I almost gave up on them and took them off. But I sent a picture over to Tanya at Scraptastic Creations and she said they should go on. She really liked them. So I ended up putting them on the page. Let me know down below what you think of them, but I think I do kind of like them. They really go so well with the pictures on the right hand side. Take to the Skies does have a cut apart sheet, and I used that sheet to create these tags, or rather I cut them out from the sheet, and then I created a few extra ones with pieces that weren't actually tags, but I just trimmed the edges off to make them the same as these ones that you see here. And I just added a little ribbon and a little twine to finish them off. In case anyone asks, the bike is also from a local scrapbooking clearance sale, and it is, I think it's Spellbinders. This may seem a little random because we're kind of touring the city and we just arrived, but actually, we arrived around 1 o'clock and we had slept quite a bit in the plane, and we knew that we were going to spend some time in Amsterdam. We went to Anne Frank House this day, which you're not allowed to take pictures in, but it was a really cool experience. And so we knew we wouldn't be coming back to Amsterdam because they live 2 hours away. And for Dutch people, that is a long drive. So since we flew into Amsterdam and they came all that way to pick us up, we just wanted to see what we could see while we were there. I'm attempting to use my flower cluster right here to cover up this kind of ugly box that's right behind my husband. It's like one of those cable boxes or something, electrical boxes, and it's spray painted and it just kind of takes away from the picturesqueness of the picture. So I thought I'd just cover it up with a bit of flowers. These flowers are actually stamped on the same gray paper that I stamped the bikes on. They are not on white paper. I'm not sure if I would do that again, but I don't mind how they look, so I kept them on the layout. I used the same colors I used for the bikes, and I added a little saffron in to have a few pops of yellow for yellow flowers. If you are ever getting really frustrated with a layout like I was for a little while with this layout, I do recommend that you walk away. Sometimes when you walk away and you come back later, you realize that it actually looks pretty good. You've just been staring too long, too closely at it, and send a picture to a friend like I did. The Barely Art Glue is just so awesome for putting something in place like this bike. It's got that precision tip, so it's really easy to get glue on all the little bits and pieces. And once I had that into place, I was pretty well done the layout. I added a little handwritten journaling to each of the tags. On the orange tag, I talked about how we were so blessed to get to fly premium, and that's why I have that picture of the sparkling champagne they brought us before takeoff, and it was just pretty sweet to be spoiled like that. And the other side, I talk about my cousin and how I hadn't seen her in 25 years. So I hope you enjoyed this layout, and I hope you'll hit that like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. And thanks for watching. Bye!